And right now it's time to clear the competition course. All our timers and officials taking their relative positions around the pool deck in the next few minutes. And we are getting in the mood. And it looks like our timers are in place. Our referees and officials are there at the starting block. St. Charles Swim Team, Divine Carmela at block number 1. Rashad Jamila at block number 2 for TS Aquatics, Blazing Barracudas. Stella Schmidt at block number 3. Mia Rizikov at block number 4 for Long Island. Amelia Alcina at block number 5 for Rockville. Grace Settler at block number 6, Nation's Capital. Lilia Helmrich at block number 7 for Great Wolf Swim Team. And Eva Garcia at block number 8, Rockville, Montgomery. Are we good? Are we good? Are you good? All right. And it looks like our timers are on deck, our swimmers are there, our officials are all in place. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. And it is race time. Welcome to NCSA Age Group Swimming Championships. Ladies 12 and under 100 freestyle. Heat 1, our C finalist.
This thing on? Okay. All right. Welcome to the first final session of the NCSA Age Group Championship meet, where we just had our first heat winner, lane 4, with the time of 56:47. That's Mia Rajinski. And we're setting up our second heat, the B final. In the lane 1, we've got Ellie Woodburn Purdon from PA. In 2, we've got Elsa Lapine from Ozaki. In 3, from Ozaki, we've got Elena Lumens. 4, from LEAC, Leah O'Connell. Vanessa DeLev from BAD in lane 5. Yara Shuslina from Nova in 6, Sarah Stiegel from LCAC in 7, and Haley Herman from Ozaki in lane 8. And they're off. Right now, it looks like our leading qualifier from this morning, Leo Connell's out fast. Then you got lane 6. You got Yara over there, who's giving her a good run for her money. Looks like a great race in the middle 4. As they head to the 50, 26.5 for Yara, 26.5 for Elena Lumens. And Leah's starting to pull away a little bit. And Vanessa looks like she's starting to make a move to try and get that first or second spot. But it looks like it's going to be Leah O'Connell from LEAC, Long Island Aquatic Club, finishing with a time of 54.73. Second place, Vanessa from BAD with 55.51. And third place is Yara from Nova, 55.62. Now we're getting ready to set up our A final here. All right. As the qualifiers are making their way out through the crowd, we'll set them up. We've got lane 1. We've got Grayson Schinhelm from Lake. In 2, from New Trier Aquatics, we've got Emma Rose. And in 3, from West, Waukesha Express, I believe, that's Julianne Fishman. Your top qualifier from this morning from LCAC is Sienna Herrera. In 5 from Rockville, Montgomery, we've got Sarah Young. In 6 from Machine, we've got Kennedy Maston. Isla Rapcan from Rise in 7. And Wendy LaPietra from SFTL in lane 8, rounding out the field. This is going to be a good race, guys. You got some really good talent there, especially in those middle 6 lanes. So I'm curious to see how people do on this one. And when you're, how many of these girls are going to go all out on the first 50 and, you know, for lack of a better term, die, as opposed to those who control their first 50 and then pick it up in that second 50 and try and catch. So strategy is very important in the, you know, pretty much every race, but in particular the 100 free. Ooh. Wow, Kennedy Maston with an absolutely awesome start and underwater. And then right with her is Sienna Herrera. Kennedy, of course, I remember her last year at this meet. She was an 11-year-old phenom who, you know, obviously hasn't regressed when she's 12. So you've got Herrera out 25-7, Kennedy out 25-9. And Sarah Young starting to really pick up here. And then you also have Emma Rose from New Trier down in lane 2. And they're bringing it home. It looks like Kennedy and Sienna and Sarah, Sienna and Sarah coming in. Oh, Sarah Young. 53-43, Sienna 53-49. That is a great race, ladies. Emma Rose fills out the top 3 at a 54.06, so nice swim for her. And then Isla Rapcan from Rise out of Illinois, 54.19. I love races like that, you know, when they're so close and you can't tell who's going to win until the end. Heat 1, C final for boys 12 and under. We've got Noah Ned from Rockville, Montgomery. Lucas Bernard from SFTL. Ethan Hugh from Rockville, Montgomery. Anthony Y from Nation's Capital. Noah Wolfley, 5 from Nova. Beckett Sloma from Academy in 6. Charles Carnaggio from Nation's Capital in 7. And his teammate David Hall is in lane 8. Right now it's a really tight race. Going into that first 50, we've got five people all within a tenth of each other coming off that first 50. Looks like Noah Wolfley might have a little bit of an advantage going into this wall. Followed closely behind by Charles and David. Charles making a really big comeback, as is Ethan Hugh. Coming into the end, it's going to be Ethan Hugh with the win. Really nice, fast second 50. 28.07, he finishes 54.90. Charles Carnaggio, second 54.97. And then Noah Wolfley in lane 3, coming in at 55.03. So very good race, guys, very good race. All right, we're setting up the B final for 12 and under boys 100 free. Ari Crooks from ONS in lane 1. Brandon Kwan from Machine Aquatics in 2. Durham Ditch from Waukesha in 3. Eli Rabinowitz from Laker in 4. Luke Moran, ONS in 5. Long Island Express's Thies Sinclair in 6. Yangvi Liu in 7 from Long Island Aquatic Club, and from EST in lane 8, Cody Lean. Wow, lane 4 and lane 6 and lane 2 are really taking it out fast. That's Brandon and Thies and Eli. So let's see if any of these other guys are going to be able to catch him in the second 50. Looks like they're really coming in strong at the wall. And looks like right now Thies Sinclair from Long Island Express is going to get the win, but Luke Moran's making a really solid push there at the end. So Thies Sinclair, 53.95. Luke Moran, 54.08. And then Durham Ditch from Waukesha, 54.33. And then right behind him, Rabinowitz from Laker in 54.35. So now we've got the A finalists being walked out here. Walking in the front there. Getting their fans cheering for them. We've got a really fast heat coming up here, guys. So let's set the lanes. We've got Lincoln Andrelick from Mavs Aquatics in Illinois in lane 1. Caleb Gudovish from Verona Area Swim Team in 2. Justin Chang from Long Island Aquatic Club in 3. Parker Wheeler from SA in 4. Daniel Bungie from Nova in 5. Nickel N, I'm not even going to try and butcher up that guy's name, in lane 6 from Rockville, Montgomery. Ren Yanni from Bad in 7. And Logan Lynn rounding out the field for Machine in lane 8. If I do butcher people's names, I do apologize in advance. And nice clean start for our guys there. Ooh. Boy, Parker's taking it out. That is some heat right off the bat. He's already got a half a body length lead on everybody. I'm wondering if I'm thinking the boys might make a good challenge on him in this second 50. Parker took it out 23-7. Sheesh. That is ridiculously fast. Looks like Daniel's starting to make a move here. See if this could be one of the better races of the entire week. Daniel's closing, but I don't think he's going to have quite enough distance. Parker Wheeler, your champion here, with a time of 49.36. Oh, man, and Parker just missed the meet record that held by Reed O'Connell, set in 2022 with a 49.34. So, great race, Parker. And great swimming, all the guys. Now we're setting ourselves up for the 13-14 girls 100 free. This is the C final. Sydney Josephson from Wave in lane 1. Layla Day Brown from Nation's Capital in 2. Amanda Tedesco from ONS in 3. Nola Quinn from Ozaki in 4. Rockville Montgomery's Isabella Mason in 5. Mila Fisher from Long Island Aquatic Club in 6. Aaron Cass from Machine in 7. And Leighton Lentz from Lake Erie Silver Dolphins in 8. Outside smoke going here. Isabella and Leighton both out. 25-6-5, 25-6-6. So let's see if they can hold on here. It seems like so far the name of the game today has been everybody who goes out has been able to hold on. You got a really nice race here going between 5, 6, 7, and 8. They come in. It looks like Isabella may have a slight advantage, but they're really coming on strong. Isabella Mason from Rockville Montgomery with the win, 53-47. Mila Fisher from Long Island Aquatic Club in second, 53-62. And Aaron Cass from Machine there in lane 7, 53-76. Right. I don't know if that one's working or not. B final here. Charlotte Koner from Long Island Aquatic Club in 1. Eva Hughes from Blazing Barracudas in 2. Rockville Montgomery's Graceland Shure in 3. Hayden Cruz from Academy Bullets in 4. Olivia North from Fast in 5. Ella Brace from Patriot in 6. Molly Wiedekus and Olivia Chavez in 7 and 8 from Hinsdale.
Hayden Cruz touches the ball first from Academy Bullets Swim Club.
Yeah. That is perfect timing for Bill to show up as we're going. Bill Shaw's broadcast partner for this week. And what I've been seeing, Bill, for most of these is the person who goes out the strongest is usually they're usually able to hold on here. And
I think
just
it's
like
more
Hayden,
common in the age group meet than in the junior meet last week. But Hayden Cruz come back in a 27-9, 53-0 to win the B final.
Ella Brace there in second,
the
53-41, and then Eva Hughes from Blazing Barracudas, 53-43. So nice racing, ladies. Bringing out the A finalist here. Their walk of fame, so to speak. I did notice the first heat, they actually walked them behind here.
I'm going to talk to the meet director about that. We didn't have the right people in place.
All right, we're setting up the lanes here. In lane number 1 from Nation's Capital, Ellie Brenner. In 2 from Long Island Aquatic, May Strasser. Harper Bartholomew, Nation's Capital, in 3. Gabriella Hafner from Point Aquatics in 4. Julia Bach from Queens in 5. Alexander Lucchese from SAS in 6. Emmy Gudovich from Verona in 7. And Addison Spiegner from
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews, thank you. Thank you. Now, I do know that Julia Bach was entered in this at a 49.9.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm curious if she kind of just cruised the morning swims.
It's interesting because some of these kids, they're coming off their state meets and they had a big meet maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is, a little bit, taper gets a little bit long. But on the other hand, we always see some great swims. These kids get to race some people that they don't normally see and get some good, solid racing.
Exactly.
The 49 in your home state, you might be winning by a minute. So, slightly less.
Queens? Probably not. Isn't that I can't remember what they're. But yeah. Looks like
his
Bach
dad was
and,
working the ready room.
Hafner
We probably could have asked him. But Julie Bach was the one that back then.
Oh, look at those underwaters. Solid. Yeah, Julie looks pretty good going out here, but so does Harper Bartholomew. Out 24-2, 24-3. So if she wants to sniff that 49, she's going to have to come back pretty quick.
Yep, she is. So
looks like Gabby Hafner's bringing some heat on that third 25.
She's pulling up alongside them.
Yeah.
But Julia Back, it's her underwater dolphin work. If she wins this race, it's going to be because of that, and that's such a valuable thing if you're watching at home. Watch some of these
50.4, 50.9, 51.1. That is, that's very good swimming right there.
It absolutely is, yeah. Nice tight 2-second difference between the 250s, so that's what you like to see.
Exactly.
Sora being able to get back on that second 50 and hang in there. And Harper Bartholomew is second, and Gabrielle Hafner is the third.
And then Kellen Morford with the 21:30. All right, we're setting up the C final for the 13-14 boys. We've got Daniel Chen from Cascade in 1, Colin Liu from Wyoming Express in 2, Zachary Moore from Wolf in 3, Luke Wienert from Nova in 4, J. Cole Davini from Rockville Montgomery in 5, Kipton Helmrich from Wolf in 6, John Ackerley from Nova in 7, and Riz Jenkins from Mac in 8. Looks right now, it's like Kipton Helmrich is setting the early tone. He's out in 23:71. Uh-oh, it looks like the rest of the field's caught up to him a little bit, Bill.
Yeah, we see that a lot in this meet. I think these kids, some of these kids are just not used to having this type of racing at night, when they're coming from various LSCs from around the country. So they get a chance to race, and, and we see a lot of great racing at this meet.
I actually heard a rumor that that Lake Erie and Ohio are considering a merger.
I heard that too. There's been talked about that for about a year, and I know they're both wanting to do it. Lake Erie is a small LSC, and there's combining resources. There's so many advantages added.
I couldn't agree more.
As a former USA Swimming Board member, I can say I would love to see. We'd like to see a lot of it. Not a lot, but there are some other LSCs I think that could benefit from that.
Caden Hammond from Ole in 2. Kyle Kamba from Laker in 3. Bennett Kruckerberg from RSC in 4. Enrico Gazzardo from SAS in 5. Joseph Shu from RMSC in 6. Logan Hillman from Nation's Capital in 7. And Hudson Lubinsky from Mavs in 8.
Like Enrico Gazzardo is going to wall first. And he does with a 23-1.
Really nice underwaters, too. Good flow.
The 13-14 boys, these guys are going to compete in the junior meet in the next year or two. You have to have good underwaters.
Right.
These guys are good, but you really need to get.
Look at Bennett. Bennett and Enrico come to the finish. Looks like Bennett just touches him out, 48.76, 48.84.
Nice extension. You watch that last hand, I believe it was his left hand, really stretched into the wall and lined that finish up and was able to rotate into there.
Looking up, seeing what
and get his hand on the wall. That's something that you got to work on and practice every day. Not having disciplined finishes, turns, everything.
That's the thing. You hit the nail on the head. Discipline. That's what it's all about. So, setting up the lanes here for the A final for 13-14 boys. We're going to have a doozy of a swim here, I bet. We have got Andrew Kruger from CLPR in 1. Rockville Montgomery's Daniel Mula in 2. His teammate Jeremiah Germosen, I'm not quite sure, in 3. Kai Joyner in 4 from RSC. Jaden Sy from Laker in 6. Rafael Fontana from Nation's Capital in 6, Jaden Sy was in 5. William Farrell from CLPR in 7. And Josiah Sturgill from Machine in 8. Now, I know over the past few years, you see those names all the time. You see that Kai Joyner. You see that Jaden Sy.
Yeah, I was just going to say Jaden Sy was 12 last year and dominated that. There was only 3 or 4 guys that really dominated that age group in various events, and now here he is, the lone 13-year-old in this final. And he swims for Laker. They're a local team, Windermere Prep.
They're from here?
15 minutes away from here. Give them a shout-out. They actually provided us our Bullis team with some pool time last week.
Nice.
As the senior meet was going here. But they've really, it's a really young team, but they have really done well. Got a girl on the junior team, and so really just built that team from the ground up. So they've done a great job with that.
Meet record in this is 45-66. That is in jeopardy of being broken. 11-12 kid missed the record by 200ths.
Kai Joyner.
That kid is just a stud.
Yeah, he is.
21-7 out.
What's the record?
Huh?
What's the record?
45-6.
Here's what you want to watch. If you're watching at home and you're trying to pick up some pointers, a little double breath there, but watch these walls. So you notice those yellow markers are hard to see, but you notice those yellow markers. That's the 15-meter mark. That's the short end.
45-36. That is a new record. 45-66, the record held by William Hand. I remember that kid. He was a stud too.
And he had the best underwaters in the pool too, and I think it's not a coincidence. So
no, I mean it's funny. I was at a coach's clinic last year. Coach asked Bob Bowman a question about underwaters, and he goes, "I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't do underwaters, do not expect me to recruit you."
Oh, I'm sure that's I'm not, and that's just one coach. And that's, if you asked 100, you probably get 99 saying the same thing.
Exactly.
Breaststroke there, but.
All right, so we've got an awards break here, Bill. Then after that, we're going to be looking at the 12 and under 50 backstrokes and the 13-1400 backstrokes. So,
all
right, we'll be back in 2 and 2. Chuck Woolry.
Went to Julianne Fishman of Westchester Aquatics. In 5th place, Machine Aquatics, Kenneth D. Maston. In 4th place, Rise Aquatics, Isla Rapcan. Into the medals now, the bronze going to New Trier Aquatics, Emma Rose. The silver to Low Country Aquatics, Sienna Herrera. And number 1 from Rockville, Montgomery, Sarah Young, posting in with a winning time, 53:43. And wave to the folks up in the grandstands, wave to the camera at the starter station. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations. And presenting now the gentlemen, our winners in 8th place, Machine Aquatics, Lynn Logan, or Logan Lynn. 7th place goes to the Badger Swim Club, Bryn Yanay. Caleb Gudavish in 6th place, Corona Area Swim Team. Nicholas Nishman of Rockville, Montgomery in 5th. 4th is Lincoln Andrulik of Maverick Swim Club. Into the medals now. The bronze going to Justin Chang of Long Island Aquatic Club. The silver to Nova of Virginia Aquatics, Daniel Bunge. And number 1, posting in with a 49.36. We're talking 2/100ths of a second off of the record. That was nearly a record swim. He must have cut his fingernails this morning. Parker Wheeler getting the big points for Swim Atlanta. Got it. And presenting now the ladies, 13 and 14 for the 100 freestyle. In 8th place, Long Island Aquatics, May Strausser. 7th place went to Emmy Gudavish of Verona Area Swim Team. Ellie Brenner in 6th place for Nation's Capital. Alexandra Lucchesi of St. Andrews in 5th place. Addison Spengler in 4th place for Swim Atlanta. Into the medals now, Point Aquatics getting the bronze, Gabriella Hafner. The silver, Nation's Capital, Harper Bartholomew. And number 1, QNS Aquatics, posting in with a time of 50.46, Julia Back. And smiling for the cameras, ladies, and a big thank you. What a great swim. Next at the award stand, the gentlemen 13 and 14. In 8th place, Machine Aquatics, Josiah Sturgill. 7th place goes to Andrew Kruger of Northern Kentucky Clippers. In 6th place, Nation's Capital, Rafael Fontana. 5th place goes to the Lakers Swim Club, Jaden Sy. 4th place, Rockville, Montgomery, Jeremiah Jamosin. In 3rd place, Northern Kentucky, William Farrell. The silver going to Rockville, Montgomery, Daniel Mula. And the gold, 45.36, ladies and gentlemen, a new meet record. Rochester Swim Club, Kai Joyner getting the big points. Congratulations.
Mike, we need TS Aquatics.
TS Aquatics. TS Aquatics, coach, we need to see you at admin. TS Aquatics, admin.
You just took down. We're getting ready for the girls 12 and under 50 backstroke. This is our C final. In lane 1 from the Mavs, we've got Cordelia Pearson. Riley Wagers from Sioux Falls in 2. Olivia Browning from Nova in 3. Elena Lumens from Azaki in 4. Yara Sabulina from Nova in 5. She already swam the 100 free. Austin Peen from Azaki in 6. Also swam the 100 free. Grace Turnbull from Cuyahoga Falls in 7, and Melinda Zhang in lane 8 from Ad Astra. Oh, lane 4 there. Lena Lumens was really close to hitting that 15-meter mark,
Yeah,
or 15-yard mark.
Which is really rare for 12 and under.
Exactly.
To see that. And, you know, and the other thing is, too, is that if you're going to go that far in the first 25, we always encourage our athletes, especially as they're getting older, you want to be even on your dolphin kicks. So, I mean, but
eventually, as she gets older, hopefully she'll be able to do that for 100, and then maybe.
Yeah, it absolutely comes with getting more mature and doing more training and getting into the but longer, more difficult training and such. So, but. But anytime we can see any kid, any swimmer do that at that age, even just getting out, that's the first step.
Olivia Browning and Yara in a tie for first, 29-11. As we set up the B final here, we've got Lilia Helmrich from Wolf in 1, Sarah Stiegel from LCAC in 2, Charlotte Cadella from CCA Marlins in 3, Lillian Karate from Long Island Aquatic 4, Collins Brock from Rise in 5, Grayson Schindheim from Lake in 6, Ella Woodburn Purdon from Point Aquatic in 7, and Ella Mueller in lane 8.
Nice to see all these kids down in lane 1. Lila had a really nice breakout on that. But it looks like it's going to be lane 6.
Schindheim.
Grayson coming in the wall first with 28-1.
Pretty quick heat right there, Bill.
That was much, considering that the number 1 seed was 28-8, and many of those girls run to that, so that was nice. It's cool, good to see again. These kids, and we had some good, it's been nice. Last week it was really chilly in the morning, first couple of days. And so you see all these swimmers, and they're going slower than their seed times, and they come back in at night. It's a little bit warmer and more comfortable, and you're lighting it up. So,
all right. We've got the A final here for the girls 12 and under 50 backstroke. Setting the lanes, Julianne Fishman from Westchester in 1. Sienna Herrera from LCAC in 2. Maverick Swim Club's Elena Baran in 3. Your top seed from this morning, Kennedy Maston. I remember her from last year. She came in as an 11-year-old, and she was a stud. Top seed 26-5. Macy Severud from Wolf in 6. Morgan Wu from Long Island Aquatic in 7. Badger Swim Club's Vanessa DeLev in 7. And Olive Dunn from Nation's Capital in 8.
Kennedy Maston, 26.83 was her time last year. It was a meet record, so she actually broke her meet record this morning with a 26.5. So.
Like I said, she was a stud last year.
Yeah, she absolutely is. We'll see if she's got a 25 in her.
Yeah. And you know the funny thing, Bill, is she doesn't have a tech suit on. I mean, she doesn't have an 11-12 tech suit on.
Yep. Same as Morgan out in lane 6 from Long Island. Yeah. There's a handful of girls in this heat that are just going with the regular standard suit, not no jammer.
I think there's 4 in this heat, isn't there? I know there's at least 3.
Look how deep that is.
Oh, my gosh. And
those
underwaters are,
And then he comes right up at about 14 meters, perfect.
Probably knows her stroke count or kick count already.
Exactly.
Every wall she comes off, she does the same kick count.
That's the same 15-meter mark, so it's obviously a shorter breakout, but her feet are clearing that. You don't even see high school kids doing that
25-9.
9-2.
Wow. That is
the meet record by 9
swim.
tenths of a second in a 50. That's like an hour, for God's sakes. Great swim.
Here we Macy Severud from Wolf in 2nd, and Morgan Wu from Long Island Aquatic in 3rd.
Morgan's an 11-year-old, one of the 2 11-year-olds in that heat. Vanessa Deleb was the other.
All right. Schroeder's Adino Messini in lane 1 for Schrader. Henry Renault from Northwest Arkansas in 2. Long Island Aquatics, Yang Lee Liu in 3. Dawson Herbert from Rockville Montgomery in 4. Lucas Bernard from Swim Fort Lauderdale in 5. Azaki's Charles Reynolds in 6. Reed Shields from Mavs in 7. And Evan Andrews from Nation's Capital in 8. I see an outside smoke already.
Yeah, lane 8, Evan Andrews.
He's
He's right there with leaders. And I believe it's, is it Lou in lane 3 is also there? Or no?
No, it looks like it's 4.
Herbert, lane 4. Yep.
Right now, it looks, I think
that's Herbert. It's going to hit the wall. It's going to come down to the
stroke.
Oh,
wow.
That on the wall first.
That was a beautiful finish by Dawson Herbert.
He's got those long arms, man.
Yeah.
So
looked like
punches the water, so 29.5 is probably a swim he's very happy with. 4 tenths of a second drop.
Looked like Evan, instead of going back towards the wall, he went down.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, B final here. Colton Horner from Nation's Capital in 1. Beckett Sloma Academy Bullets in 2. Charles Williams from Nova in 3. Logan Lynn from Machine Aquatics in 4. Marietta Jets, William Midvale in 5. Logan Sumrow in 6 from Nation's Capital. Mason Wu from Rockville Montgomery in 7. And Durham Ditch from Waukesha in 8. They're coming into, it looks like 4 and 5. We got Logan and William right there. Coming off the wall. Very good break out there by Logan. Looked like William was going into the wall ahead and Logan came out of the wall ahead. But
Beckett Sloma on lane 2 starting to make a move too. But yeah. It is Logan Lynn in lane 4 with the win. And William Midvale.
Yeah. Midvale. 28-24.
Someone's out there. They're going to let us know, I bet.
Uh-huh.
Someone let us know.
Well, I already went out earlier. There was a name for me that I wasn't about to butcher, and I go, if I butcher your name, I apologize in advance. All right.
All right, 8 finals. Here we go.
Here we go. Setting the lanes. Lane number. Oh, do they want us to wait until they... All right. Setting the lanes in lane number 1, Caleb Gudovich from Verona. In lane 2, Jackson Puchek from Rockville Montgomery. In 3, Raleigh Harrington from Nova. Your top qualifier from Swim Atlanta in lane 4, Parker Wheeler. Just missed the 100 free meet record by 2 100s. Justin Chang, Long Island Aquatics in 5. Lincoln Anderlich from Maverick Swim Club in 6. Nicholas N. from Rockville Montgomery in 7. And Luke Moran from Queens Aquatic Club in lane 8. What is the meet record for this?
25:15 is the meet record. Okay. Held by Joshua Zukowski back in 2017.
Well, after what I saw Parker do earlier, anything's possible.
And it's interesting, too. In this meet, you'll see a lot more kids that will be finaling in 6, 7 events. And where in the junior meet, that's a little bit more rare. Even though the junior meet is over 5 days, so they have more opportunities to get some rest and less of those hard doubles and triples.
Yeah, and ultimately you could have a swimmer who does anywhere from 19 to 25 swims, counting the relays.
Parker out in 11 high, 12 low. It looked like great breakout coming back, and he is dominating this field. 25-1. It's going to be a tough number to get to.
But he's still going to go 25. 25-9. That's a solid swim there. This morning he was 26-4, so he dropped 4 tenths off of that, so that's really good.
Great start, great underwaters, good hand speed, keeping the kick up. Just does a lot of things really, really well. So
setting the lanes.
13-14 girls, 100-yard backstroke.
C final, we've got Margaret Montiel from Academy Bullets. We've got Alicia Ahn from Eagle Swim Team in 2. Kelly Burke from Madison Aquatic in 3. Sienna Magro from Rockville Montgomery in 4. Olivia North, Fast Falcons 5. Ella Brace, Patriot in 6. Stella Tannehill, Swim Atlanta in 7. And Charles Rivers, Annika Gupta in lane 8.
Margaret Montiel, swimming for her dad at Academy Bullets, one of the coaches at her site.
Is that right? I'm good. And that was a nice start there by Sienna. She got off that wall really quickly.
Lane 3, Kelly Burke has a nice long dolphin kick on there. And up in lane 8, Annika Gupta too. You know, and look at, and what you want to look for when we get to some of these underwater shots, you want to see these kids pushing off down deep. A lot of people push off shallow. The air in the lungs brings them to the surface, so they're kind of fighting a little bit. Looks like Annika Gupta in lane 8 is going to be our early leader with a
Kelly Burke right behind her. 28-1, 28-3. Yeah, so
28-1 that's a great split to get under a minute. So we'll see how she does.
Bring it back. You want them to bring it back within like a second and a half from their first 50.
Yep. Yeah, nice walls, good dolphin kicks. So
yeah, if it doesn't break a minute,
the
I'd be
field kind
really
of reeled in a little bit.
She might break 50. Sheesh. She's going to break 58.
Nice.
57.5. Wow. I'm wondering, you know, sometimes, like you said earlier, sometimes it's somebody just might not be on in the morning, and then they come back and they swim like that at night. So great swim
it's
for
a shame. I don't know, maybe slipped on the start or something like that. Any number of things can happen, but that swim, again, different atmosphere, different things in the morning. But
you looked at her, you see her on
our
the
top.
screen.
It's one of the top times in the event out of any.
I will be back in a few, Bill. I'm going to go root on my kid, and I'll be right.
All right, as we get them ready for the B final, Harper Bartholomew lane 1, Graceland Schur lane 2, Mariana Diolabaria in lane number 3, Maeve Atwood lane 4, Gudabish in lane 5, Claire Simon in lane 6, Gabriella Hafner in lane 7, we saw her earlier, and Gabriella Graham in lane 8. We go to the board. It looks like lane number 5. That's Emmy Gudabish from Verona out of Wisconsin. Got the early lead. Tight pack. It's a lane 8 also. Gabriella Graham is out there. Mariana De Oliveira also in the hunt. Right now, though, it looks like that Emmy Gudabish from Bass is maintaining her lead. Great dolphin kicks. Got off that wall really nice. Put a little bit of distance between some of her competitors. Claire Simon from Academy Bullets coming up along the outside of her. Really good hand speed. We'll see if it's enough. And Claire did a nice job closing the gap, but it is Emmy Gudabish from Verona who takes the heat. Claire Simon is second, and then Mariana De Oliveira. I hope I got that right. From, I believe, Elmbrook. Oh, Eagle Swim Team. All right, ready for the 8th finalist. My sidekick is gone because his girl is the number 1 seed, Cameron Gardner. So he's going to see if he can't coach her up a little bit and see if he can help her get across the finish line first. So in lane number 1 from Hinsdale Swim Club is Abigail Morrissey. Lane number 2, her teammate also from Hinsdale Swim Club is Anna Fagans. Lane number 3 from Machine Aquatics is Erin Cass. Lane number 4 from the Peoria Area Water Wizards is Cameron Gardner. Out of Illinois, lane 5, Julia Bach from Queens Aquatic Club. Saw her earlier tonight. Lane number 6, Leighton Lentz, and she's from Lake Erie Silver Dolphins. Lane number 7 is Alexis Johnson from Rockville, Montgomery, up in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And in lane number 8, we have May Strasser from Long Island Aquatic Club. The meet record in this event is a 54.78. This girl's going to need some big drops to get there, but we'll see how we do. Again, we're looking for these swimmers to get deep on their start, really be angling down, use those dolphin kicks, and then let the air in their lungs kind of bring them up to the surface, and so they can get out there and get close to those 15-meter marks. Nice starts. Some of those girls are angling downward, and then they flatten out. Now they come up. Lane 5 looks like to have the early lead. That's Julia Bach, and she is going to touch first at the 25. Really, really nice dolphin kicks there from Julia. I'll see if Cameron Gardner can close the gap a little bit. Got some great turns. Julia Bach, 26.63. She is going to be pretty close to that record, I think. Again, just extending her lead. A little bit shallower on that wall, but that's expected when you get a little bit tired. But still, she has a great breakout almost to the middle of the pool. And she is just putting the heat at her feet right now. 54.78 is the magic number. And she is a 54.78. Julia Bach ties the meet record. Cameron Gardner comes in second with a 56.91. Right at where she was this morning. And in third place, Erin Cass from Machine with a 57.07. Nice swim for her, too. But Julia Bach from Queens Aquatic Club ties the meet record, and that was set by Rachel Ritter last year in 2024. So we'll be putting 2 names on the record board for that one. Now we're going to go into the 13-14 boys 100 free. See what these young men have going on. So in lane number 1 from Mundelein is Merrick Sikora. Finn Regan from Long Island is in lane 2. Wesley Montcalm in lane number 3 is Nation's Capital. Alexander Ostrander from Ole Swimming out of Michigan. Ryan Yao, lane 5, Long Island. Jonas Hine, lane 6 from Academy Bullets, another swimmer here who swims, his mother is a coach. And lane 7 and 8, both from Nova, Virginia, is Luke Weinert in lane 7. Caleb Coyne in lane number 8. Meet record in this event is a 48.95. A lot of these guys are 14, a couple 13-year-olds in here, which means this is probably their last year for this meet. So, we're going to want to be looking at, see if these guys, how their dolphin kicks are looking and, how fast they are, because now they're going to have to get up a little bit faster cuts in the junior meet than the age group meet. And right now it's Wesley Montcalm from NCAP, 26.7. Really tight race for lanes 2, 3, and 4. They're all right there. Looks like, again, Wesley Montcalm from NCAP, lane number 3. He's out with the lead. Get those dolphin kicks snapping, see if he can't get a little bit of a distance between him and the rest of the guys, and see what he's doing. And he's out in 27. He's 56.5 this morning. Tonight he touches first with a 55.6. So a nice 9 tenths per second drop. Finn Regan from Lyack is second, and Alexander Ostrander with a jubilant coach right next to me gets third place from Ole Swimming. Adam Cooper clapping his hands, pumping his fist. He's so happy. All right, heat number 2, we have Dylan Pino from Rockville, Montgomery. Bennett Krukeberg from Rochester in lane number 2. Ethan Johns, lane number 3. Machine, lane number 4. Jay Coyle Davini, that's Rockville, Montgomery. Hunter Humbert from Academy Bullets in lane number 5. St. Charles in lane number 6 with Connor Plusqua. Lane number 7, John Danahay is from Nova. Lane number 8, Hudson Lubinsky, Maverick Swim Club, in rounding out the field. Now it looks like lane number 3, that's Evan Johns from Machine, out in the early lead. Coming into this 50, you're kind of tired, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this again. So really important this third 50 to really get after it, drive, get the legs into the race, Ethan Johns with a small lead, but it's going to be tight. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Watch lane 4. That's Jay Coyle Davini. Look, he's coming up with some nice dolphin kicks there from Jay Cole, and he's pulled up alongside Ethan. But it is Ethan Johns from Machine. Jay Coyle is second. Davini and in third place, lane 2, Bennett Krickeberg from RSC. So our top 2 swimmers are, both from the Washington, D.C. area. They probably see each other once in a while. And so now we're going to get ready for the A final. You hear the music? It means we're ready to parade out. It's one of the perks of being in the A final. You get to parade out. Just watch these 13-14s. Was at the junior meet all last week and got to see some of those faces, some of the kids who were, studs at that meet, and now they're coming up at the junior meet and swimming well. And we saw some of those 15 kids now 15, 16 making finals, so it was exciting. Ready for the A finalists now. In lane number 1, Aaron Kwang from Arlington Aquatics. Lane number 2, Kipton Helmerich from Great Wolf. In lane number 3, we have Mason Moretti from Rockville Montgomery Swim Club. Lane number 4, Elliot Leisure from Rochester Swim Club. I don't think this will be a leisurely swim, however. And lane number 5, we have Chance Lowry from Nova. Lane number 6, James Eckeries from Nova Aquatics. Those are both kids out of Virginia. Lane number 7, Griffin Keppen, Nation's Capital. And lane number 8, we have Sign Lee from Rockville Montgomery also. Once again, the meet record in this event is a 48.95. Waiting for the starter to get everything going. It's possible the swimmer still has his feet just above the water line, which is not legal. So the starter will wait until the swimmers all get settled. And they're off. The swimmers in lanes 4 and 5. That's Leisure and Lowry out early. Yeah, look at these dolphin kicks. Look at these guys. They're getting all the way out to the middle of the pool. Nice long arms, quick hand speed. Those are the things you're looking for. And it's going to be Elliot Leisure out first with a 24.6. Don't think that's quite a little bit off the record pace, but boy, he's moving. Look at the hand speed there. Watch these kids. You want to have fast hands in the backstroke. It's really, really important. Now we got the dolphin kicks. Look at that. Out now, just getting out almost to the middle of the pool. And so those are the kind of things that we look for as coaches. And coming in under the flags with a 50.34 is Elliot Leisure. He won that race. Coast to coast there. Chance Lowry from Nova is second, and in lane 2 up there is Kipton Helmerich with a great last 50 to close out, and he was the fastest swimmer in the second half of that race. Really nice job closing it down for third place. Now we go to the awards, and I'll turn it over to our announcer Mike, and he'll take it from there.
Good. And at the starting blocks now, the ladies are champions in the 12 and under 50 backstroke. 8th place goes to Westchester Aquatics. Julian Fishman. 7th place to Badger Swim Club, Vanessa Delev. In 6th place, Elena Buran of Maverick Swim Club. Fifth place, Sienna Herrera of Low Country Aquatics. In fourth place, Olive Dunn of Nation's Capital. Third place, the bronze going to Morgan Wu of Long Island. The silver to Macy Severud of Great Wolf Swim Club. And the gold to Kennedy Maston, Machine Aquatics, posting in with a record time of 25.92. Used to be Kennedy Maston at 26.83. She came back and surpassed her own record. Congratulations, Kennedy Maston. The gentlemen 12 and under for the 50 backstroke are championship finalists. In eighth place, Rockville Montgomery, Jackson Puchek. Seventh place goes to Nicholas Nishniandis of Rockville Montgomery. Sixth place to Luke Moran of QNS Aquatics. In fifth place, Lincoln Andrilic of Maverick Swim Club. Fourth place, Caleb Gudovich of Verona Area Swim Team. Into the medals now, Raleigh Harrington getting the bronze for Nova, Virginia. Justin Chang getting the silver for Long Island Aquatic Club. And our winner, Swim Atlanta, posting in with a winning time 25.93, getting the gold, Parker Wheeler. And our focus now on the 13 and 14 ladies for the 100 backstroke. In eighth place, Leighton Lentz of Lake Erie Silver Dolphins. Seventh place goes to May Strasser of Long Island Aquatics. In sixth place, Alexis Johnson of Rockville Montgomery. In fifth place, Anna Fagans of Hinsdale. Abigail Morrissey in fourth place for Hinsdale. In third place, Aaron Cass of Machine Aquatics. The silver going to Cameron Gardner of Peoria Area Water Wizards. And number one, posting in record time, 54.78, QNS Aquatics, our new record holder, Julia Back. And Julia actually tied the record 54.78, the time Julia posted. Rachel Ritter will also stay in the record books. She made that record last year. And right now, the gentlemen 13 and 14 are award winners. Aaron Kang of Arlington Aquatic Club getting eighth place. In seventh place, Rockville Montgomery, Sean Lee. In sixth place, Nation's Capital, Griffin Copen. Fifth place goes to Nova of Virginia, James Akaris. In fourth place, Rockville Montgomery, Mason Maridi. The bronze going to Great Wolf Swim Team, Kipton Helmrich. The silver to Nova of Virginia, Chance Laurie. And the gold to Rochester Swim Club, Elliot Leisure. Posting in with a winning time of 50.43. And getting ready at the timers right now, the girls 12 and under for the 100 breaststroke. Zora Gensner going to be in lane number 1. Quinn Barone at block number 2. Julia Mellinson at 3. Callie Hirsch at block number 4. 5 is Hadley Lyvers. Elena Santos at 6. Sophia Chen at 7. And Lyndon Hall at block number 8. Ladies, 12 and under 100 breaststroke, C finalist.
Elena Santos from Rockville, Montgomery in 6, Sophia Chin, Long Island Express in 7, and Lyndon Hall from Nova in 8. So, Bill,
we'll be looking for less dolphin kicking this event.
Yes. I'm not sure how well Julia Bach is at breaststroke. Well, it looks like we got a good race here. Kaylee Hirsch and Hadley Livers, 32-8, 33-0 respectively. Come off
another
the wall.
tight race.
You look at those
and lane 7, Sophia Chin is in the hunt too. This is an event too. It's really tricky on the finish, like that backstroke. We saw that great finish before, and back, you got to just line up your finishes. You got to hit them, and so. But here in breaststroke, you could, be right on it, and all of a sudden you're half a stroke off, and you can get touched off.
It looks like Hadley Livers is taking over. She's going to end up winning this heat with a time of 1:10.36. Jeez, a C final 1:10.
With 37-3 coming home, so a little bit more controlled going out,
right?
But really just put the hammer down coming back.
But it wasn't even really that controlled if you think about it, because she was right with Kaylee at the. Looks like she's happy. She's got a nice little slap. Set up the B final here. We've got Reese Jensen from Fox Valley Wave in 1. Sienna Herrera, I think this is her third event today, from LCAC in 2. Melinda Zhang from Ad Astra in 3. Olivia Holt Nova in 4. Red Dragon Swimming's Una Nelson in 5. Margar Ahrensberger from Nova in 6. Clara Yoon from Rockville, Montgomery in 7. And Virginia Elg from Velocity Aquatic Team in 8. Ooh, I really like lane 5's length of her breaststroke as she goes forward. She's getting really good hip movement, pushing her chest and her shoulders forward so that she can get more power out of her legs.
And she gets those hands out there quick, so she's in a streamline position.
Look at that. Lane 1 or lane 5 and lane 1 out in 32.7, 32.8.
Keep an eye on lane 1. Good tempo for Reese Jensen right now from Wave.
So you were talking earlier.
It's a very difficult angle for us to see because we can't even see her.
Well, right now it looks like
we're looking at a monitor, but it still looks like Una Nelson is in the lead. But Olivia Holt is certainly challenging.
Oh, it might be Reese. Reese is going to win this. That is a great last 36.99.
Really smoked that last heat.
Yeah, 36.9.
There she is.
Reese Jensen, your winner. The outside smoke in lane 1.
Three-second drop for her. That's a great swim. 2.5. All right, we got the A finalists.
All right, we're setting up our lanes here for the A final. In lane 1 from Wave, we've got Estelle Bergs. In lane 2 from Westchester, we've got Julianne Fishman. Rockville Montgomery's Juliana Capello in 3. In lane 4, we've got Isla Rapcon from Rise, also known as Isla Rapcon.
Dude, you're from Illinois. You know this.
I told her coach I'd do it. Isabel Mork in 5. In 6, Eva Garcia from Rockville, Montgomery. 7, we've got Nova's Charlotte Bruning. And you've got Cordelia Pearson from the Mavs in lane 8.
Your last name is Mork. Would you name your daughter Mindy?
You're darn right I would.
All right, the meet record in this is a blazing 105.52 set in 2018 by Bridget Yee.
Oh, yeah, I remember that swim.
Me too.
Isla's pushing the pace. She was a good couple of seconds, almost 3.5 seconds ahead of the field this morning. She was just off what she went at Illinois Age Group State. Coaches were telling me that she's going to be a lot more
needs to be out in the 31.
Yep. She was out 32.3 this morning. And, okay, she's out in 30.7. Okay. Isla's really cooking.
She's out fast, now you got to keep your tempo up.
Right.
You got to stay on top of the water. She looks great. She's extending her lead, and you don't see the heaviness in the stroke that you see if you go out too high and you're starting to die a little bit. But
great underwater pull-out as well. She held it for a long period, as long as she needed to.
She's not coming up quite as high as she went earlier, but she still looks very, very good.
105.50. She got it.
Oh, yep, 2/100ths of a second.
2/100ths of a second, and Isla Rapcan with a new meet record. Nice swim, Isla.
One of the older records on the book for us, too, is the 2018. All right, we're going to get into the boys now. And in lane num, we have Ethan Hugh from Rockville. Lane 2, Grant Feller from Warwick, Indiana. Lane 3, Jacob Yarger from Velocity. Lane 4, Adrian Lean from Long Island. David Hall is in lane 5 from Nation's Capital. Richard Corbasiero from Queens Aquatic Club in lane number 6. Also from Queens Aquatic Club is Andrew Torba. Much easier name to say. And then Cole
Peckety.
Oh, yeah. Pace Setter Aquatics. All right.
So, Bill, you were talking earlier. We were talking about stroke count and all that stuff. Do you teach your kids how to, have a longer, slower tempo, like stroke rate going out, and then pick up the stroke rate as they go, but try and hold that same stroke count throughout the race?
I think it's not necessarily slowing down to get the stroke rate, but just a lot of kids will get their hands. If their hands are out in front, I think it's important to reach into the next stroke and also get the hands. A lot of kids, they're pressing out on the front of that stroke, and they kind of feel, all of a sudden their hands kind of stop, and that's where you're actually grabbing water. That's when you're moving the body. I think it's important to power through that part of the stroke. I don't think you need to necessarily slow down your tempo.
Richard's got a race here with Andrew. The Queens teammates duking it out. I would probably give it to Richard. Yeah. 2/100ths of a second.
Eagle eye of yours.
That's a great swim for those guys. This morning, they were 112. Okay. Nothing like a 4-second drop at finals. Well, 3.1, but.
All right, in heat number 2, we have Anthony Y from Nation's Capital in lane number 1. Siddharth Rao from Patriot. Isaac Fowler, Blazing Barracudas. Lane number 4, Robert Washburn, Nation's Capital. Lane number 5, Christopher Huang from Rockville, Montgomery. Josiah Whitfield, lane number 6 from Marietta. Lane number 7, Constantine Lazarou from Cooper City, Cyclones. Linus Haworth from Lake Country Swim in Wisconsin is in lane number 8.
Really good underwater pull-out from lane 7 there, Constantine. Great race so far. First 25, Robert and Christopher. Looks like Christopher had a better underwater pull-out than Robert did.
Wang going to come into the wall first.
And Siddharth is right there with Robert. So right now, it looks like Christopher Huang is.
Looks really good. He's staying on the stroke.
Yep.
Robert Washburn he's got a little bit longer stroke, it looks like, but where Christopher looks like he's got the kick that's driving him forward.
Yep.
So
it's funny. I used to think that all breaststroke was legs.
Yep.
And
But no,
look at this. Robert coming back with some serious stroke rate. That is a great second 50.
Yeah, Robert did a great job just keeping his tempo steady throughout. I think Christopher just fall off his tempo a little bit, got out quick, and
but it looks like those boys are both pretty happy.
107.3 wins the heat. You know, and even like Christopher 108.1, that would have made top eight this morning. So, you know, obviously a really good swim for him.
Yeah. What's real happy is he's getting out of the pool.
This is a race heavily dominated by Rockville Montgomery with 5 swimmers.
5 of the top 6 swimmers from Rockville Montgomery. I saw that this morning. I'm like, ooh.
So I'll just tell you the swimmers. If I don't say the team name, just assume it's Rockville. Here we go. In lane number 1 from Patriot Aquatic Club out of Illinois is Boyd Wang. In lane number 2 from Long Island Aquatic Club is Justin Cheng. In lane number 3, you know where he's from, Daniel Nadelhaft, Rockville. Lane number 4, the number 1 seed in the morning is Brian Sunjaya, Rockville Montgomery. Lane number 5, Joshua Young is also from Rockville Montgomery. Jason Puchek in lane number 6, RMSD. And lane number 7, Ray Wang, he's from Rockville. And William Acaris is in lane number 8. He's from Nova, Virginia. Imagine you're in this race, you get second, and you're on your B relay in a couple of days. So, or I don't know, when are the Medleys? Are they today?
I would almost give my left leg to have breaststrokers like
this. Right. Rockville Montgomery. Yeah. Pushing really hard, lobbing hard for a breaststroke relay this year.
Academy Bullets.
And it's a Rockville swimmer in front.
Are you
lane
serious?
Number
Rockville
4.
Swimmer's in front? I can't believe it. Yeah, that's Brian Sanjaya.
103.93 is the meet record set in 2017. Here at the 2018 was whatever. It was Dominic D'Amico setting that record, 103.9. Going to definitely need to be out in a 29 low, 28. There we go. He's right there on pace.
He's got a good shot.
Look at all these old records. These guys are out of high school now.
Boy, he looks great.
He does look great.
You take a look at pretty much all those Rockville Montgomery breaststrokers. They just really know how to push forward. He's got a real good shot.
You know what I would do if I was a Rockville coach? I'd put him on the A relay. Here he comes, coming under the flags. Again, the meet record is a 103.93. He's going to smoke that. 102.72.
Great swim by Brian Sanjaya from Rockville Montgomery.
Josh Young finishes second, 105.97. And Daniel Nadelhaft also from Rockville Montgomery, 106.
You think about this, the 105s, the 106s are also very good swims.
Yeah, they're very good.
And they're not close. All right.
A lot of teams are calling them up. Hey, can we borrow a guy for a relay? You don't need him. But imagine that training group too, like getting all these guys getting after each other and all helping, So
guys that can do that? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Molly Elmquist from Olympia in 1. Eleanor Aiken from Arlington in 2. Maeve Atwood, New Trier in 3. Margaret Montiel, Academy Bullets in 4. Sophia Rogenbuck, Oli in 5. Elena Lindley from Rockville Montgomery in 6. Alexander Heath from Nation's Capital in 7. And Emily Wang from Long Island Aquatic in 8. Looks like Alexander Heath is setting the tone early.
a 200-yard breaststroke. So you think, hey, why are the 13, 14 girls seem to have a slower tempo than the 12 and under? It's because they're swimming twice as far. This is so important to be patient. You'll see swimmers, it looks like they're laying on their stroke and gliding. They are a little bit. Because you're going to want those legs, you're going to want those arms, and those lungs on the second half of the race. So that's how breaststroke is built.
200 breaststroke, what do you tell your swimmers how to race it?
Oh, it's building. And you almost
Yeah.
can't go slow enough on the first 50. And I think it's really important that you're really stretching, really reaching into the next stroke, finish the kick, then get into the arms.
Correct. That's one thing that I've had over the years with my breaststrokers is they had that young Kevin Corda's tendency to just smash and grab.
Yeah.
And as we've progressed, we've gotten so much better at, just recognizing that stroke rate and being able to control it. It's like Eleanor Aiken from Arlington's giving her a little run for her money. Alexandra Heath and Aiken, and now also Margaret Montiel.
Early in my career, I handled breaststrokers a little bit differently. I would just say, hey, Mike Lorick, here's another one. Take her. Take him.
Yeah, I'll take your distance swimmers. You can have the breaststrokers. Aiken's going good. Then there's Montiel right there with Alexander Heath.
Yeah, Margaret out there in lane 4.
Yeah,
38-7.
She was the second fastest 50 there behind Eleanor Aiken. Oh, Montiel's bringing it this last 50.
And you'll see that. It's not uncommon. You see that. Some kids, they get a little bit rushed. They get excited, whatever it is. Or, they're really pressing for a big time.
Right.
And then they're, they tend to struggle. But Eleanor Aiken's hanging in there. You're right that Margaret Montiel actually put some pressure on her. But
Aiken first, 226.88. Margaret Montiel second, 228.10, and in third, Sophia Rogenbuck from Ole, 229.1.
Margaret and Sophia both had really great last 50s to make that race a little bit closer.
Yeah. Looks like our Ole coach was attempting to steal the pen from my colleague Bill. All right, we've got Lila Gallagher is the B final for girls 13, 14, 200 breast. Lila Gallagher from Machine in 1. Elizabeth Struder from Stingray Swim Team in 2. Caroline Nielsen from Verona in 3. Margaret Mongavin from Ozaki in 4. Caroline Williams from Nova in 5. Alexis Kyriakopoulos from Rise in 6. Cadence Park from 92nd Street Flyers in 7, and Sydney Josephson from Fox Valley Wave in 8.
Record in this event is a 2:15.70 set in 2024 last year. Abigail Bonham.
No relation to Mike.
Nope.
Top qualifier in the A final was a 2:17.8, so.
Yeah, we had I was talking earlier, we had a nice morning today, so it was warm, so the kids could be loose and everything. And your top swimmers, they can come out here and really cruise a prelim swim. Don't have to work hard. Just, you want to get first or second in your heat, the circles, and, you're top 2 in your heat. You win your heat, you're going to get it back. So, so you see different strategies in the evening many times.
Margaret Mongavin out 108.5 for Ozaki. Looks like Caroline Williams is trying to cut into that lead a little bit. Yeah, Caroline definitely with the surge this third 50.
Margaret looks good. I mean, she still looks steady. She looks strong. She's not Not like she's
3 seconds or 3
tightening
tenths
up
slower.
and taking 40 strokes, but you're right. Lane 5, that's Caroline Williams from Nova. Just she's stretching it out now. She's driving her legs a little bit better. Now she's in that last 50. She used that fifth length to build her legs, build up her speed so she could carry full speed into that turn. And now you're seeing her just being able to use that momentum to get into the lead.
Look at Margaret still trying to push. Almost. 2:23.06, 2:23.50. Very good race. It looks like Caroline Williams is really excited. Looking at the look on her face. I always love those looks when they have that shocked look like, oh my gosh.
That's 4 seconds faster than this morning. So
good job, Caroline.
the flip side of what we were talking about, that you can relax and win your heat. Sometimes you over relax, get third in your heat, and then you're in that B final. And so, I'm not saying that happened this morning. I did not watch the racing this morning that closely.
We saw
the curses of being the meet directors. You don't get to watch a lot of swimming.
At age group and senior states, kids just kind of backing off in the beginning, and they end up getting in the B final. Setting the lanes, we've got Lauren Canty from Long Island Aquatic in 1. Brooke Laxo from Rockville Montgomery in 2. Allie Sanders from Swim Atlanta in 3. Your top qualifier, Maya McCarney from Nation's Capital in 4. In 5, we've got Lainey Alderman from H2O. In 6, we've got Reese Leiter from Lake Country. Yuri Shilko from Long Island Aquatics in 7. And Saxon Ransmith from Nation's Capital in lane 8.
Once again, we do have a 2:17.8 with Maya McCarney. The record is a 2:15.70. Let's see if that can get challenged. Do you want to be out in a 6? Have a shot at that record?
Depends on how good her. Ridiculously good form.
A strong 6, not a.
Yeah, exactly. And if you get
9
what
6,
we call easy speed.
Yep.
If you can take it out easy with good speed at the beginning.
This is really interesting to watch these two girls, a difference in their tempos. And so, again, we don't know them that well, so we don't know who's really getting, if we're watching Olympics, you got all their splits and But we're seeing in lane 4, Maya McCarney from NCAP with great underwater pulls, but Lainey Alderman in lane 5 was able to reel her in H-wall. Now she's caught her there, but now we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, Alderman definitely with the better underwaters.
Right, so they're
really pushing each other.
They really are. And now you're seeing the underwater pulls and the stroke tempo kind of merge together. They're up 104.6.
If they can keep it under 35s, they'll get that record.
They're pushing each other, and they are. 104.6 is plenty fast enough to get this record.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for a 35 low here.
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably
even another
30.
34. They were 34.2, 34.3, so
Yeah.
you'd like to see another 34.5.
Wow, Alderman really pushing her. A little long on that wall, 35.4.
That's so
they're gonna have to go the same thing or a little bit faster if they want to get that record. 2:15.
The Spurs.
Yeah. How much do you have left?
Maya McCarney from NCAP looks very, very strong, but again, the lady is right there with her the whole race. Great race these two girls.
Oh my gosh!
And they're
an underwater pullout.
Yeah. Lainey's from Hokie. She's from Virginia, so.
Looks like Lainey's starting to pull ahead. 2:12, 2:13, 2:14, 2:16.03, 2:16.05.
That race was back where I would assume that those girls, since they're both from the Northeast, I'm sure they've raced each other before and
yeah.
kind of know their tendencies. But still, what a great race that was. So, congratulations, Eddie. 2:16:03 and 05. All right, we got the C final of the 13-14 boys coming up, and we're going to start with Aiden Kim, Nation's Capital, lane 1. Jaden Yoon from Long Island in lane 2. Caden Johnson, lane 3 from Machine. Tyler Rice, lane 4, Northern Kentucky Clippers. Lane 5 is Nikhil Varshney, 92nd Street. Nicholas DeAngelis. I'll just say the first name. She said last. Long Island. And lane number 7, Ian Cheaton, and then that's from Nation's Capital. And I think I got this one. Landon Bushman in lane number 8 from Nova, Virginia.
You say his name was I Am Cheaton?
I have a 16% success rate in that event right now. So
doesn't get even. Wow. Tyler is really going for it. And, a lot of my swimmers are, swimmers in general, when they take it out too fast, they sit there and they'll tell you, well, I felt good.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you felt good.
Yeah. Everybody feels good at the beginning. So we'll see if Tyler Rice can hang on to that blazing 28.9 pace.
28.9. Maybe he's going for 100 breast split. Looks like the field's starting to catch him a little bit, especially lane 8 over there, Landon Bushman. Is that Crocodile Dundee over there?
35.0. That's a big drop off. That's 7 seconds slower. You really want to see tighter splits, maybe 3 seconds max on the first 250s. So we'll see how he does.
He's still holding on. Looks like Nikhil's now entered the mix. But look at Tyler, man. He is still going.
But look how he's definitely shortening up that stroke, and he's definitely a little bit tighter there. 36.0 again. So where you're looking at Landon Bushman, 34.8, 34.9 in the middle of the pool. So, these guys build the race up. It's a different way to do it. But that's where, as a 13, 14-year-old young man, you're going to learn how to swim these races, get into these finals. Is why this meet exists, is so these kids can get championship meet experience at a national level and then go to come back to their homes, go, race against their peers, but then come back in a year or two and race in the junior meet and be able to have that experience.
So you look at a guy like Tyler Rice, who took it out in the 28, and he still got third.
Yeah.
So, that's a great swim for him. 2:13.9 for Landon, and then Nikhil second, 2:13.95. But you look at a guy like Tyler Rice, and you're talking about this. He comes back in 2 years, swimming at the senior, the open meet. And guess what he's probably not going to do?
Remembering how painful that's.
Exactly.
Hey, and we talk about this stuff. We are not ripping on this kid because I've had. I would never tell the story of a. Of a 200 free long course I had. I think the fourth 50 was an hour slower than first. So we've all been there. All right, lane number 1, Colton Masterson from Nation's Capital. Luke Reed, lane number 2, St. Andrews, lane 3. Merrick Sikora, that's Mundelein Mustangs, lane 3. Hayden Ryboski, St. Charles Swimming, lane 4. Andrew Hodem, Nova, lane number 5. Shu Limi, Rockville Montgomery, lane 6. Another breaststroker, shocker. Preston Wong, lane 7, Nova, Virginia. Ethan Avalos, Nation's Capital, is in lane number 8. Well, you want to look at, if you're spectating, what am I looking for? I'm looking for long strokes. I'm looking for a strong tempo. Now some kids have faster tempos, some kids have slower tempos, but generally speaking, you want to see somebody who's long. It looks like they're swimming fast. But look like, wow, that looks really easy. It looks relaxed. That's what we're looking for here.
Well, yeah, it depends on what kind of breaststroker they are, too. Like some breaststrokers just have a dominant kick.
Absolutely.
So they can hold that glide longer. And then you got others who have to ride their tempo because their kick isn't as strong as the rest of the field.
In this race, tight from the beginning, tight all the way through. These guys are all pretty comparable. Obviously time-wise, but now you got they're all splitting 33 high, 34 low right now, which is, good tempo, good place to be.
And it's really, so far, this is like one of the best races, like overall
Top
for
to
the
bottom,
entire
for
heat.
sure.
Yeah. Looks like Rabaski and Hodem are starting to edge out a little bit in front of the rest of the field.
They look strong. I think these guys were a little bit more relaxed that first 50, which is really, really important.
Oh, yeah. Now you got Marek Sikora.
Hodem, Rabaski, Marek Sikora.
Yeah.
But Andrew Hodem, 34-4. That was the split of this group of the third 50. He really dominated that. He's coming on strong. Now this is what you want to do. If you swim the first half right, you've got the energy to drop the hammer on the second half.
Well, if Hayden Rabaski wins this race, he's coming in. He's charging hard. It's Rabaski and Hodem, and it looks like Hodem's just going to touch him out. 2:13, 13, 2:13, 17. Nice swims. Those guys were at 2:15s this morning. Marek Sikora third, 2:15.06. Yeah, really good race top to bottom.
And we got the A finalists locked and loaded in the ready room. Marching out soon. These guys coming in.
Go, man!
Here we go. We've got the championship finalists marching in, getting ready to go in lane number 1. That would be Benjamin Balutansky from Ole Swimming out of Michigan. Lane number 2, that's Tyler Zhang from New Trier Aquatics. And lane number 3 from the Academy Bullet Swim Club, Lucas Postovalov. Lane number 4, Charles Hilton. He's our number 1 seed from Nova, Virginia. In lane number 5, Kingston Tang from Ole Swimming. That's their second swimmer in the seat.
Ole really likes those breaststrokers.
Wow, that's pretty cool. In lane number 6, that's Rise Jenkins from Madison Aquatic Club. Lane number 7 from Long Island Aquatic Club, that's Alex Abreu. And in lane number 8, Ryan Yao from Long Island Aquatic Club. See if these teammates can push themselves, push each other.
He's in relation to Jose.
A final, you just marched up. You're totally psyched. You're jacked up, man. All the energy. And you got to be thinking to yourself, all right, chill this first 50.
Unless your name is Derek Ammerman. I always had to be in the lead at the 50 if I ever wanted a shot at any 200.
Okay, for the record, for everybody listening, Derek Ammerman, the words Derek Ammerman and 200 breaststroke were never used in the same sentence unless was Derek Ammerman never swam a 200 breaststroke.
Whoa, it's like Tyler Zhang for New Trier setting a pace early. Ooh, really long wall though.
Good not to take that last stroke. It was a little bit between, but I think the stretching out that wall there kind of gets him a little bit. It may have been a little bit long there, but you know what?
The reason why I was
let's not
it slows down that momentum because you want to have that momentum to get off the wall. Kingston Tang. Uh-oh. We got some whistling behind us. Somebody's excited about Kingston. Tyler Zhang still out first, 101.7. 101.7.
That's a 205.03. That's Alexander Rise. I think these guys are a little bit off that pace right now.
I would think you'd have to be out at like a low 00 if you wanted to.
Maintain that. He's got some monster pullouts. Watch the New Trier swimmer. That would be Tyler Zhang in lane number 2.
Nova, Charles Hilton is starting to make a move,
450, you got this.
32.9 was his split. He had the fastest split of the group. So.
Yep. And now you got to watch this. This is when guys who are, maybe a guy goes a little bit harder. It's, different energy levels across the board. Let's see who's got what coming home. Yeah. Kingston Tang, man, hanging in there.
Look at those. Look at that pullout.
Huge pullouts. Now he's got to hold on.
Oh, no. Come on. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Birds, come on, get home.
Kingston.
Is it going to be Charles Hilton? No, Kingston Tang hangs on for the win. 33.
Charles Hilton's
32, a big last 50 to close the gap.
Really wish we
Brought
could get the camera on his coach right now. Great swim for those guys. Charles came back 32.7. He was faster in his last 50 than he was his third. All right, we have an awards break, and then we'll be back with the 12 and under 400 IMs and the 13-14 200 flies.
And it looks like we're going to do awards first. I'm getting all excited. I want to see that 400 IM. That is a swimmer swim if there ever was one. And we had some great swims this morning. Right now, ramping up to present awards. The 12 and under ladies for the 100 breaststroke, bringing out our award winners. In 8th place, Wright County Wave, Estelle Bergs. In 7th place, Maverick Swim Club, Cordelia Pearson. 6th place, Juliana Capello of Rockville, Montgomery. In 5th place, Julianne Fishman of Westchester Aquatic Club. In 4th place, Isabel Mork of Great Wolf Swim Club. Into the medals now, the bronze going to Charlotte Brunning of Nova of Virginia. The silver to Rockville, Montgomery, Eva Garcia. And number 1 to Rise Aquatics, posting in with a 105.50, 105.52. Bridget Yee used to have the record, our new record holder, Isla Ripken. In the gentlemen's 100 breaststroke 12 and under, 8th place going to Boyd Wang of Patriot Aquatics. 7th place going to Ray Wang of Rockville, Montgomery. In 6th place, William Arcaris of Nova of Virginia. In 5th place, Justin Chang of Long Island. 4th place, Jackson Puchek of Rockville, Montgomery. Into the medals now, Daniel Nenhoff of Rockville, Montgomery getting the bronze. The silver, Rockville, Montgomery, Joshua Young. And number 1, posting in with a 102.72, surpassing record time by over a second. Dominic D'Amico used to have the record at 103.93. The gold goes to Brian Sanjaya, Rockville, Montgomery, 102.72. Congratulations. Big smiles, big pictures for the folks at home. And again, we're going live over the internet with all of this, so you can wave to the camera and say hello to the folks at home. And the ladies, 13 and 14, 200 breaststroke, another swimmer swim. In 8th place, Long Island Aquatics, Canty Lauren. 7th place goes to Saxon Ransmith of Nation's Capital. In 6th place, Yuri Shlivko of Long Island Aquatics. In 5th place, Brooke Laxo of Rockville, Montgomery. 4th place, Allie Sanders of Swim Atlanta. The bronze, Therese Leader of Lake Country Swim Team. The silver to Maya McCarney of Nation's Capital. And number 1 posting in with a 2:16.03, 20 points going to H2 Oki Aquatics, Lainey Alderman getting the gold. And in the gentlemen's 200 breaststroke, 8th place going to Benjamin Balotansky of Ole Swimming. No 7th place. We had a tie for 6th. Ryan Yao and Alex Abru of Long Island Aquatic Club. They've been working out together too much, Coach. Getting 6th place. In 5th place, Lucas Pastovalov of Academy Bullets. In 4th place, Riz Jenkins, Madison Aquatic Club. The bronze going to Tyler Zhang of Nutrier Aquatics. The silver to Charles Hilton of Nova of Virginia. And the gold to Ole Swimming, Kingston Tang, posting in with a winning time of 2:08.33. And that's going to do it for this series of awards. Getting ready now, the deciding heat. Of the ladies 12 and under, 400 individual medley. And number 8, Nova of Virginia, Olivia Holt. Lane number 1, Nation's Capital, Grace Zettler. Lane number 7, Long Island Aquatics, Suvi Kidhart.
In 3 from Rockville, Montgomery, we have Sarah Young. In 4, your top qualifier from Long Island Aquatics, Leah O'Connell. In 5 from Nova, Charlotte Bruning. Badger Swim Club's Vanessa DeLay in lane number 6. Suvi Kidart from Long Island Aquatics in 7. And rounding out the field, Olivia Holt from Nova in lane 8. So for a 400 IM, especially when you're younger, you don't have as much, you have a lot more energy than you do as you get older. I always like to tell my kids that when they're doing it, to take it out long and smooth on the fly, and then when they're swimming the backstroke, the breaststroke, and the freestyle legs, I like to encourage them to make sure that their second 50 is as fast or even faster than their first 50. So looks like right now everybody's going out nice and controlled. Some people are going to be better on the fly leg. Some people are going to be better on the backstroke. In short course yards, I like to think that the best 400 IMers are usually the breaststrokers. And But in long course meters, I've come to find out that the best 400 IMers in the world are the 200 backstrokers, which I found quite odd based on the data that I read. But as we're coming through, we've got Wendy LaPetra out first at the fly leg, 102.94. That's really, really good. Right behind her is Leah O'Connell and Sarah Young at 103.8 and 103.9. Now, there are some kids who are going to pick it up this backstroke leg. Some swimmers will use this first 50 backstroke kind of to recover, in a sense, from the fly. It looks right now like Leah O'Connell and Charlotte Bruning are a little bit ahead of everybody else. Wendy LaPetra there in third. Charlotte Bruning with the fastest split of the group, 35.4. Come to the 75. Still looks like Leah O'Connell and Charlotte Bruning are starting to lengthen out their lead over the field a little bit. You got Vanessa Delev, who's making a push in this backstroke leg. Now we're coming to the breaststroke. O'Connell out first, 2:14.0. Bruning second, 2:14.6. Coming into this, Leah's best time was a 4:29.7 and Charlotte's was a 4:41.0, so Charlotte's keeping it nice and close with Vanessa. Both of them are really pressing forward nice and strong on their breaststroke. 38.9 for Leah, and Charlotte was 39.5. Looks like we got a nice race for third brewing here. You've got Sarah Young. You've got Grace Zettler in lane one coming out. You also got lane 8, Olivia Holt over there making a move without a cap. Looks like she lost her cap. $39.1 for Leah, $39.6 for Charlotte. So Charlotte's staying close to her. Leah extending her lead a little bit here. She goes into the final wall. Her split, 30.85. 32.5 for Charlotte. Looks like Sarah Young is looking for third along with Grace Zettler. Yeah, Leah Bruning bringing it home. Meet record in this is a 4:31.00, and Leah O'Connell just off that mark, 4:32.77. Charlotte Bruning with 4:37.85. And Sarah Young, 4:42.95, your third place finisher. So it looks like a couple of the girls from this morning may have made it into the top 8. This is a timed final event, which means that every swimmer swims at once and the top 8 finishers make the podium, as opposed to a prelim final swim where you swim the event twice and the top 24 make it back to finals. And there's no interchanging between C finalists, B finalists, and A finalists. Here comes our men getting ready for their 12 and under 400 IM. Let's set the lanes. Here we go. Thee Sinclair from Long Island Express in 1. Brian Sanjaya from Rockville Montgomery in 2. Trent Abbott of Nova in 3. Daniel Bungie, his teammate from Nova, in 4. And their teammate Raleigh Harrington from Nova in 5. They like 400 IMers at Nova. Kingston Lee, Long Island Aquatic in 6. Isaac Fowler, Blazing Barracudas in 7. And in lane 8, Anthony Y from Nation's Capital. This is the 12 and under boys 400 IM final heat. Top times from this morning for the 400 IM. You had Jackson Puchek from Rockville, Montgomery, 438.65. Luke Moran from Queens Aquatic Club, 443.27. And Ray Wang from Rockville, 445.91. Looks like Daniel's really setting the tone early, out 27-15. Coming to the 75, Daniel's got about a body length lead on the next closest. Extending out that lead. Going to come in about 58.91. Thee Sinclair and Brian Sanjaya, second, third, respectively. Daniel Bungie's entry time, 4:22.33, almost 16 seconds faster than the second seed, Raleigh Harrington. Comes in 34.7. Boy, Thee Sinclair, 34.9 down in lane 1. Looks very smooth going into the final wall. Came up a little early on that. Meet record in this event is 4:08.92, set by Joshua Zukowski. Don't think based on Daniel's time that record's in jeopardy, but you never know. Looks like the Nova Aquatic squad coming in 1, 2, and 3. With Thee Sinclair from Long Island Express in 4th. Daniel split at the 50 is 38.73. Brian Sanjaya with a 36.9 split over in lane 2. So he's making a big push. Daniel Bungie comfortably in the lead. Great race for second. Come along here between the Nova teammates and Brian Sanjaya. And a little Isaac Fowler over there in lane 7. 33-18, 33-21 for Abbott. Daniel Bungie coming into this First 50 of the 100 free for the 400 IM. Flips it to 30.5. Looks like Trent Abbott is coming in second, along a ride with Brian Sanjaya. He comes in, Daniel Bungie, going to be your event champion here. 400 IM with a time of 4:25.48. Uh-oh. Wow, the Raleigh Harrington really had a monster last 50, 29.5 to get third. Three Nova swimmers, Daniel Bungie, Trent Abbott, and Raleigh Harrington, first, second, and third, respectively. And now we're setting ourselves up for the 13-14 girls 200 fly. Jillian Clace from Nova in 1. Isabella Canales Alvizuri from Long Island Express in 2. Harper Kaminsky from Nation's Capital 3. Yuri Shilko from Long Island Aquatic in 4. Nation's Capital's Mia Weltwiaga in 5. Lily Shell from Oli in 6. Christina June from Blazing Barracudas in 7. And Berkeley Adams from Ad Astra in lane 8. So this is an event where you really want to learn how to control your first 50. If you're going out guns a-blazing, you're going to have a hard time swimming that last 100. Right now, Oli's Lily Shell out first, 28.8. Looking nice and smooth. Everybody's keeping their stroke long. They're pressing forward. Their hips are coming out of the water. Mila, Nation's Capital, is starting to get a little bit of a lead, but not much. Lily Shell still holding right with her. And then we've got Jillian Clace from Nova down here in lane 1. A little outside smoke action going. Mila had the fastest 50 in that 50, 32.2. Jillian second with 32.6. Now let's see if they can hang on. This is where the rubber meets the road, guys, because you really have to, be well conditioned and be able to, keep your stroke intact in order to have a chance. Looks like Lily Shell's starting to make a move, and Jillian Clace over here as well in lane 1. 135s. So these guys were at 212s and 214s. They might be going under 210 tonight. Oh. Good underwater kicks. Looks like Mila's going to pull away. Got a great battle for second with Jillian. Looks like Yuri and Lily. Oh, well, whoa, Jillian Clace. What a last 50. 34.8. Ends up holding on there for the victory. And Yuri Shilko, 33.9 on her last 50 for third place. Mila was second with a 2:10.7. So what about Jillian Clace, huh? That was a great last 50. All right, we've got the B finalists now. In lane 1, we've got Swim Atlanta's Allie Sanders. Lauren Canny from Long Island Aquatic in 2. Gabby Graham from Academy in 3. Next 3 from Nova, Oriel Hall in 4. Layden Jacobs in 5. And Natalie Tang in 6. Academy's Catherine Conklin in 7. And Mila Fisher from Long Island Aquatic in 8. You want to take over? I am going to excuse myself for a couple of minutes, but I am going to be bringing a special guest on. His name is Jeff Arce from the Rise Aquatic Club in Illinois, and he is going to be doing the talking for the next couple of heats as I have a swimmer in the next heat. So take it away, Jeff.
All right, everybody. We've got a nice swim happening here in lane 4 and lane 5. The swimmer, Lane Jacobs, with a 31.6 on that second 50. Nice, solid underwater right there. I feel really awkward right now, filling in for those shoes of one Derek Amerman. But like he said, he's got a swimmer in the next heat. Still in lane 5, it's Lane Jacobs from Nova. Followed closely by the swimmer also from Nova in lane number 4, Oriel Hall. And then in lane number 6, Natalie Tang from Nova. Nova really strong in the butterfly event here. 200 fly, one of the more grueling events you get to swim. These gals showing out, really swimming tough right here. Still strong with the underwater there in the middle in lane 5. Bringing it home now. This morning she swam a time of 2:09.59. She should be well ahead of that time. Touching the wall in 2:07.45. That last split of 34.7. In second was Oriel Hall in lane number 4 with a 2:08.54. Her last split of 34.29. The fastest last 50 actually came from lane number 3 in 33.82. A really, really, really solid swim right there. Way to go, ladies. Here comes our A finalists. This should be a fun race coming up right here. We have 2 swimmers who swam under 2:05 this morning. Addison Springer from Swim Atlanta and Cam Gardner from Peoria. Little fun fact for you, Cam Gardner is the Illinois swimming state record holder in this event. She set that 2 weeks ago at the Illinois Swimming Age Group State Championship. So coming up in this event, in lane number 1, we have Claire Simon from Academy Bullets. In lane 2, Ella Marsh from Ad Astra. Lane 3, Isabel Mason from Rockville. In lane 4, Addison Springer from Swim Atlanta. Lane 5, Cam Gardner, Peoria Area Water Wizards. In lane 6, Charlotte Connor from Long Island. Lane 7, Stella Tannehill from Swim Atlanta. And in lane 8, Eva Hughes from Blazing Barracuda. 200 butterfly A final, 13-14 girls. The key in this race is really working the underwaters, keeping that stroke long and strong, not being too aggressive too early, and building and getting more aggressive as we go. All right, and we're off. Strong start for the swimmer in lane number 4, Addison. The 2 swimmers in lane 4 and 5 have separated from the pack already. Again, not really getting too aggressive. 27.2 and 27.11, followed by 27.65. Still Addison Springer, it looks like, coming into the turn right here. If you notice right here, guys, as you're watching everybody swim, nice tight stroke. You'll see them breathe more frequently than in the 100 butterfly. Cam is breathing every other stroke, so it allows her to drive a little more forward, whereas Addison is breathing every stroke. Right there on that 50, Cam has taken the lead with a split of 30.24. Addison split 30.6. Both of them out in a really, really, really fast time right here. Let's see what happens on this third 50. This is the make or break 50 in a race like this. Swimmers can either overswim it and fade on that back half, or they can really hold it together. And Cam Gardner of Peoria is really starting to put on a show right here. Holy cow, what a split. 30.88. Holy cow. She's really driving forward here. This is a really awesome swim. And holy cow, she just set a meet record of 2:00:46, breaking a record that Erin Gemmel, Olympian Erin Gemmel, set in 2019. Her final split was 32.14 right there. Awesome swim, Cam. That is also a new Illinois swimming state record. Don't ask me why I know that. Just happens to be that I'm from Illinois. Fabulous swim, young lady. She is only 13 years old, folks. She's got a bright swimming future in front of her. Next up, event 16, boys 13-14, 200 butterfly C final. Lane 1, Jeremiah Jermison from Rockville. Lane 2, Matthew Cockler from Nation's Capital. Lane 3, Benjamin Baltanowski from Ole. Lane 4, Jax Capon from Academy. Lane 5, Nicholas Sifranac from Hinsdale. Lane 6, Andrew Houghton from Nova. Lane 7, Caleb Coyne from Nova. And in lane 8, Zachary Moore from Great Wolf. Coming in here on that first 50, we got some outside smoke in lane number 1. It's Jeremiah. First split, 25:32. Really working that underwater to the 7-meter mark. These boys a little more powerful, taking a few less strokes per 25. Making the turn at that 75. It is still Jeremiah in lane 1, swimmer in lane 2. Swimming up on him, Matthew from NCAP. At the 100, 30.1 on the split from Matthew from NCAP. 55.9 and 55.8 for the first two swimmers. Again, we're on that third 50, the make or break 50 here. Let's see what happens here, folks. This, again, is the 50 that really dictates how that swim is going to go. Both of these swimmers swimming neck and neck. It looks like Matthew has started to pull ahead a little bit. His split right here, 30.89. Underwater got a little bit shorter right there. As a coach, I would love to see that underwater be a little bit longer. Now in the middle of the pool, Jax Capon from Academy starting to swim up on everybody. This should be an exciting finish here, folks. We got swimmers in 1, 2, and lane number 4, all racing to the finish here. The swimmer in lane 1 found a little bit of a charge. Jeremiah coming home to the wall in a time of 1:59.18. Jeremiah Jermison from RMSC Rockville. Awesome swim. Second, Matthew Cockler from NCAP. Third, Jax Capon from Academy. All swimmers under 2 minutes. Well done, gentlemen. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Derek, who is now the coach of the fastest 13-year-old girl in the 200 fly in Illinois swimming history.
Thank you, Jeff. That was, oh, wow, I'm out of breath. That was a lot of fun for me as a coach. Thank you, sir. And here we are in the B final. Not sure if Jeff did the names or not. Daniel Mula from Rockville, Montgomery in 1. Josiah Sturgill from Machine in 2. Griffin Wisenberg from NCAP in 3. Laker Kyle Konbov in 4. Vincenzo Sciano from Long Island Aquatic in 5. NCAP's Griffin Keppen in 6. William Farrell from Northern Kentucky in 7. And Aaron Quang from Arlington Aquatic in lane 8. Boys are pushing it out real quick already. Wow, look at William Farrell out there. He's really taking it out quite fast. Out in 54.6. Konbov and Shiano are 55.3 and 55.4. This is where the adrenaline really sets in. Meet record for this event is 150.17, set last year by St. Charles Thomas McMillan. Looks like William Farrell still holding on pretty well. Vincenzo Shiano's making a move. He had the fastest split in that 50, 30.7. Right behind him, Kyle Konbov. Conboy. Vincenzo and William coming through right now. It looks like it's going to be William Farrell. And then the race for second is getting awfully close with Vincenzo and Kyle. So William Farrell, 156.4. Vincenzo Shiano, 157.1. And Kyle Conboy, 157.3. And that is your top three from that event. Setting up for the A final. Looks like these boys are pumped and ready to go. All right, setting the lanes. In lane one, we've got Elliott Leisure from Rochester. Chance Lowry from Nova is in lane two. Jaden Sy from Laker in three. Your top seed, Andrew Kruger from Northern Kentucky in four. Rafael Fontana from Nation's Capital is in five. James Arcarice from Nova in six. Next to him is teammate Charles Hilton. And rounding out the field in lane 8, you've got Evangelos Diamantis from Long Island Aquatic. And again, I apologize for any butchering of the names that I have been doing all night, I'm sure. All good, clean starts, good entries. Looks like Rafael Fontana from Nation's Capital is setting the tone early, along with Jaden Sy from Laker, both out 24-7s. Man, I remember when I could barely make a 24-7 in a 50. And these guys are doing it as part of a 200. These guys are ridiculous fast. In a good way, of course. I use ridiculous as a term of affection towards them because they are really going out fast. Out in 52.7, 52.8. Jaden Sy with the slight advantage. Looks like Andrew Kruger is starting to make a move now. They come to the wall. Really close race here. Looks like it's still going to be Raphael and then Jaden and then Andrew coming in. Then of course, I look in front of me and there's Elliott Leisure in lane one that's making a move. He's making a big move. Wow. Nobody sees him either. If he gets off this wall and really pushes it, he might end up winning the whole thing. It's going to be tough for him to catch Raphael, but oh, look at that. Elliott Leisure from lane 1 with the win in decisive fashion. 150-188. Wow. 150.17 was the record, but wow, that was really good. Great last 50. His last 50 was a 28.61. That is a great swim for the kid from Rochester. All right. We are going to take a break for awards, and we will be back with the relays. Coming back to you live in a little bit.
Into the medals now. The bronze going to Rockville, Montgomery, Sarah Young. The silver to Nova of Virginia, Charlotte Bruning. And the gold, the big points, going to Long Island Aquatic Club, posting in with a winning time 4:32.77, Leah O'Connell. And presenting the gentlemen 12 and under 400 IM, our medal winners. In 8th place, Kingston Lee of Long Island Aquatic Club. Tyson Clare of Long Island Express getting 7th. Isaac Fowler in 6th place, Blazing Barracudas. Jackson Puchek of Rockville, Montgomery in 5th place. 4th place goes to Brian Sunjai of Rockville, Montgomery. 3rd going to Raleigh Harrington of Nova of Virginia getting the bronze. The silver to Trent Abbott, Nova of Virginia. And the gold, the big points, 20 of them going to Nova of Virginia. The gold going to Daniel Bunge, posting in with a winning time, 4:25.48 to take the win. And now the ladies, 13 and 14, 200 butterfly. In 8th place, Stella Tanhill of Swim Atlanta. 7th place, Eva Hughes of Blazing Barracudas. In 6th place, Charlotte Conner of Long Island Aquatic Club. 5th place goes to Claire Simon of Academy Bullets. 4th place, Ella Marsh of Ad Astra Area Aquatics. The bronze going to Isabella Mason, Rockville, Montgomery. The silver to Addison Spiegner of Swim Atlanta. And number 1, Peoria Area Water Wizards getting 20 points. A time of 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Gets a new meet record. The old meet record, 2 minutes, 92 seconds. set by Aaron Jamel in 2019. 2025, Cameron Gardner, our new record holder. Presenting the gentleman 200 butterfly. In 8th place, Evangelos Diomedes of Long Island Aquatics. 7th place goes to Chance Laurie of Nova of Virginia. James Arcaris getting 6th place, Nova of Virginia. 5th place going to Charles Hilton, Nova of Virginia. In 4th place, Northern Kentucky Clippers, Andrew Kruger. The bronze going to Jaden Sy of the Lakers Swim Club. The silver to Rafael Fontana of Nation's Capital. And the gold, the big points, 20, going to Rochester Swim Club, Elliott Leisure.
All right, we've got the first heat of 2 of the girls 12 and under 200 medley relay. Setting the lanes, we've got Long Island Aquatic B in lane 1, Hinsdale in A and 2, Machine Aquatics A and 3, Ozaki Aquatics in A and 4, Great Wolf A and 5, Nova Virginia B in 6, Patriot Aquatic A in 7, Swim Fort Lauderdale A in 8. Top times from this morning. I do not seem to have them, so I apologize. But wow, that must be Kennedy Maston leading off for Machine. 26-4. She was 25-9 earlier, but that's still an impressive swim. Relays are always a fun point, especially at the end of a meet. You know, I'm not sure what the team scores are at this point, but, you know, if you're biting for a top 3 or top girls or whatever, you know, relays are double the amount of points, so they're huge. Machine coming in first here, followed closely behind by the Great Wolf team. So the medley relay, for those of you who are not all that knowledgeable with swimming, it starts out with a 50 backstroke, then a 50 breaststroke, then right now they're on the 50 fly, and then they'll anchor with the 50 freestyler. And it looks like Great Wolf's giving Machine all they can handle here. As they get to the wall, Machine's first. 27-8 on their split, 127-6. Coming in, Machine's 157-9. They'll definitely beat that. Oh, yeah, wow. Machine's built quite a good lead here. Could be in the running for a top 8 spot. And, wow, Ozaki's anchor, 24-7 to end up second. And then third place was Wolf 153.7, 156.1, 156.5, respectively. Now we're on to the final heat of the relays for 12 and under. Setting up the lanes, we've got Nation's Capital B in 1, Maverick Swim Club A in 2, Nova Virginia A in 3, Rockville Montgomery A in 4, Nation's Capital A in 5, Rise Aquatics in 6, Long Island Aquatic in 7, and Rockville Montgomery B in lane 8. Let's see here. Look at those beautiful underwaters there, particularly out of lane 5 for Nation's Capital. Into that wall nice and fast. Really snappy underwaters as they come out. Nation's Capital's got about a half a body length lead going into the first exchange to the breaststroker. Splits out at 28.05. I'm going to bet here that Rise is going to be somewhat close to the lead, if not having it after, because they have Isla Rapcan there in lane 6. She won the 100 breaststroke in a new meet record earlier today, 105.5. You got Rockville Montgomery and NCAP right there as well. Rise in first, tie for second with Mavs and NCAP. So Mavs breaststroker did a really nice job on that. They come down the stretch. Looks like Rise still has a small lead. Looks like NCAP is starting to catch him. And it looks like NCAP's going to have the lead going into there. 127.8 for both Rise and NCAP. It was a great relay for NCAP, bringing on the finish. Looks like Rockville Montgomery's pushing to possibly get second. He goes in, NCAP first, 153.2, 153.9 for Rockville Montgomery, and then Rise at 154.2. I know that the machine team earlier went 153. I do not remember what their time was off the top of my head, but all right, setting up the lanes for the boys 12 and under second heat. Long Island Aquatics B in 1, Maverick Swim Club A in 2, Nova Virginia B in 3, Nation's Capital B in 4, New Trier A in 5, Marietta Jets A in 6, Lake Country A in 7, and Madison Aquatic in lane 8. Looks like lane 2's, that's Mavs, their backstrokers coming out strong. Definitely have an advantage going into this first leg, first exchange. Mavs 27.82. Nova and Nation's Capital right there, going for second. Top times from this morning. Machine Aquatics 201.79, Academy Bullets 202.78, and Swim United 203.33 were the top times from this morning's heat. Right now it's still Mavs with the lead, followed by NCAP and New Trier. come off the wall. It looks like Mavs, and then, oh, wow, look at that Jets team. That Jets flyer is cruising. So Mavs will have a slight advantage over the Jets. They come into the final leg, the freestyle leg. Looks like the Jets are starting to pull away a little bit. But you got NCAP's freestylers making a move. It might be NCAP that wins this first of two heats. Oh, it's going to be tight. Yeah, NCAP with 154.86, 155.06 for Jets. And then third place was New Trier with a 155.99. So here comes our final heat for the 12 and under boys, 200 medley relay. Setting the lanes, we've got Patriot Aquatic A in 1, Rockville Montgomery B in 2, Queens Aquatic Club A in 3, Rockville Montgomery A in 4, Nova Virginia A in 5, Nation's Capital A in 6, Long Island Aquatic A in 7, and Machine Aquatics A in 8. Look at those underwaters. Those kids are being coached right. Sounds like we're going to whip it on this one. A little Devo action going on.
Got a little Devo action going on.
Can't go wrong with the 80s, folks. All right. Rockville Montgomery with a slight edge over Queens. Nice. Looks like pretty clean starts from everybody. 27-9 was the Rockville Montgomery swimmers lead-off split. And they've got a really nice breaststroker here. Of course, they had 5 of the top 800 breaststrokers. This kid, I believe, set a record earlier. And doesn't seem like anything's slowing him down. 28.79. Wow. That is ridiculous fast. Yes, Ashton, I am announcing without telling you. And here comes the Rockville Montgomery team. Got a nice body length and a half lead on Nova. Nearly 2 body lengths as they come into the finish. 26-8. Great race for second. Looks like Nova's pulling away for that second place. Third place probably will be going to NCAP, but Queens and Rockville Montgomery B might have something to say about it, but Rockville Montgomery A finishing in 147.19. The record, brand new record there, guys. Rockville Montgomery just set the new meet record there, 147.19. Old record was 148.08. So congratulations, Rockville Montgomery. Second place, Nova, 149.4. And your third relay was NCAP, 151.6. All right, now we're setting our sights on the 13-14 400 medley relay. There are 2 heats of this. In heat 1, we've got Charles River in A in 1, Nova Virginia B in 2, Verona A in 3, Machine Aquatics A in 4, Academy Bullets A in 5, Rise Aquatic Club A in 6. Eagle Swim Team A in 7, and Long Island Aquatics B is in lane number 8. It's like we've got Machine and Charles River are the first 2 at the 50. 27.7s for both relay swimmers. Comes in the wall. It's Machine and Charles River. First and second, 58 O's for both. Boy, that was consistent. Looks like Machine's coming off that wall first. Charles Rivers still in second. (31-5) split for the Machine swimmer, the breaststroker. Right now in second, it is actually Nova took over second, and Academy Bullets are right behind them as we head into the fly leg. Machine has a comfortable lead for now. 2:05.7, 2:07.8, 2:09.5 for Charles River. Boy, Machine is bringing the heat today. We've had a couple of relays that were in the first heat that ended up making top three, and it looks like they're not stopping now. Ooh, a 26.9 though for the Nova Flyer. First 50, 27.3 for the Machine. So if she can make any ground on this, this might be a really tight race. Meet record in this event. Sorry about that. 350.69 set in 2019 by Long Island Aquatic Club. And Machine barely with the lead, 306.6, 307.0 for Nova. So this looks like it's going to be a nice race. Right now, Machine holding on to their lead, but watch out for Academy. Academy's coming on strong. 24.6 for Academy, 25.7 for Machine, and 25.7 for Nova. Looks like the Machine girl sees the Academy girl and is just trying to hold her off. Coming home, it looks like, right now it looks like Academy's got the edge. And then, oh, look at Nova coming in, might steal. Wow. 4:00:31 for Academy. 4:00:82 for Nova, and 4:01:04 for Machine. Setting up our lanes for the final heat. Queens Aquatic Club down here in lane 1. Nation's Capital B in 2. Long Island Aquatics A in 3. Nation's Capital A in 4. Rockville Montgomery's A in 5. Hinsdale from Illinois in 6. Nova Virginia A in 7. And Rockville Montgomery B in lane number 8. Tell you what, races like that are really exciting. They're a lot of fun to watch. This is a new one. I'm wondering if Queens is starting off with Julia Bach. Won the 100 backstroke earlier today. I want to say her best time is like a 52. She's really, really fast. Out in a 26.5, so Great first 50 split. Queens is going to have a big lead here as she hands off to the breaststroke leg. Great underwaters off that wall. If you guys want to watch anything, watch Julia's underwaters. They are really, really good. 55-0 to start. NCAP 58-1, 58-5 for LEAC. RMSC 58-6. It's like NCAP breaststrokers starting to close the gap between Queens and themselves. .30 for NCAP, but 30.7 for the Queens breaststroker. Oh, she closed the gap big time that third 25. NCAP now out in the lead. Queens in second. And it looks like Rockville Montgomery's in third for now. .201.0 for NCAP, 202.6 for Queens, 205.4 for Rockville. It's still a race with NCAP and Queens for now, for first. 26.9s for both flyers on that split. Fastest one of the meet so far for that 50 was Hinsdale's 26.5. Looks like Nation's Capital starting to extend their lead just a little bit. And 300.78, 302.56, and a 304 for Rockville. Oh, yeah, Rockville 24.06. Queens is 26.3, and then 25.35 for both Long Island and Rockville. So this is going to be a great race for second. Obviously, Nation Capital win, but look at this race for second. Coming off the wall. Nation's Capital 352.01. Who's going to get second? It's going to be Queens with second, 357.62. Rockville Montgomery, 357.72. And then Long Island, 357.92. Wow. Great race, ladies. That was fun. All right. Our final event of the evening session is the boys 13-14 400 medley relay. There are going to be two heats. First heat in lane 1, Blazing Barracudas A, Long Island Aquatics B in 2, Northern Kentucky A in 3, Long Island Aquatics A in 4, Nation's Capital B in 5, Academy Bullets A in 6, New Trier Aquatics A in 7, and Machine Aquatics B rounding out the field in lane 8. Yeah, the morning swims for this morning. Fastest 3 times from this morning were Glenbrook's 3:56.31. Eagle and Long Island Express A's tied with 3:57.10. Looks to be a great race right now with Long Island Aquatic and Nation's Capital. Getting a little more 80s going on. Gotta love our announcer, Mike. Little danger zone by Kenny Loggins as they're both 55-8. Long Island Aquatic and Nation's Capital, both of them tied 55-81. Nice, long, smooth swims. 28.6 for, or excuse me, 28.2 for NCAP. 28.7 for Long Island Aquatic. The fastest split in that heat was 26.7 by Northern Kentucky. So he's making a huge comeback. Looks like Long Island Aquatics is going to take the lead going into the fly leg. Great three-way race right now. Nation's Capital B, Long Island A, and Northern Kentucky A. Oh, man. 222.4, 222.2, 222.8. Fastest split was by Northern Kentucky's swimmer. Looks like Long Island Aquatics Flyers trying to make a move to catch back up. It'll be Northern Kentucky, then Long Island Aquatic, and then Nation's Capital. Northern Kentucky having a really nice freestyle leg here. Out 23 flat, 22.7 for the Nation's Capital swimmer. That looks to be the fastest split of the group. But I do not think that Northern Kentucky will be denied this first final championship. They come into the wall, 339.46, 340.80, and 341.52 for Long Island Aquatic. Rounding out the top three. And now we go into the last heat of the evening. In lane one, we've got Ole swimming, A in 1. Rockville Montgomery B in 2. Nation's Capital A in 3. Rockville Montgomery A in 4. Rochester Swim Club A in 5. Nova Virginia A in 6. Machine Aquatics A in 7. And Nova of Virginia B is in lane 8. Does this take on me?
Hey, take on me? Uh-huh.
All right. This guy's got it all. He's got it. You got to love Mike. Oh, wow. That's a way to start it out for Rochester. Out in 24.9. Yeah, that's not bad. Great underwaters. .37 at the feet for the Rochester swimmer. Sorry, I do not have names. Otherwise, I'd be naming him off. Rochester's coming in. He's going to be about a 51-14. Looks indeed like Rochester still holding on to the lead. Rockville Montgomery starting to make a move, as is Nova and Nation's Capital. Fastest split there was by actually the kid in lane 1 from Ole. And right behind him was Nation's Capital's breaststroker. So as the swimmers approach the fly exchange, Rochester still holding on to the lead. And followed closely behind by Rockville Montgomery and Nova. Could be, assuming that Rochester could still hold this, could be a great race for second, but you never know. 23-4 for the Nation's Capital flyer. Next closest 24-0. They're starting to make a move a little bit on Rochester. Nation's Capital flyer is really reeling them in. But that Rochester's swimmers underwaters are really, really good. Rochester, Nation's Capital, Rockville Montgomery. Rochester is starting to extend their lead. Freestylers, 21-4. That is super fast. Rochester's going to win this one going away. Meet record for this, 330.10. is going to be close, but they're not going to get it. They're going to be just off. 330.43. Rochester barely missing the meet record. Nation's Capital in second, 333.6. And in third, Rockville Montgomery, 334.4. So great first day of racing. Huge final swims for everybody. Congratulations to all the athletes and their coaches and their parents. We're going to get out of here, and I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. Take care.
So how did you caught that in about 3 notes? You knew that song.
Oh, yeah, 80s is my jam. My jam. I love my 80s.
I can't believe that. Thank you. Ditto. Oh,